Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Swamy Vijay, and this is Swamy Vijay speaking to all. After a long gap, I am going to publish one more video from your Honeydew textbook, and this time I am going to publish a video on one of the poems written by Rabindranath Tagore, which is part of your syllabus from your main textbook Honeydew. But before I start the poem, let me ask you one question as usual. I am going to give you 4 options. Out of 4 options, you have to tell me which one is most important according to you. Option number 1, money. Option number 2, power. Option number 3, beauty. And option number 4, freedom. Now you have to tell me which one is most important for you and why. If you have answer, comment in the comment section below so that I can understand which one is most important out of these 4 things to you and why do you feel that is most important to you. If you have money, beauty, power, but if you don't have freedom, whether it is life worth living? Now let us understand these things with the help of the poem written by Rabindranath Tagore. The name of the poem from your main textbook, Honeydew textbook, is Last Bargain, written by Rabindranath Tagore. So without any delay, let me start the poem, The Last Bargain. First, let me read the poem once. Last Bargain. First, let us understand the meaning of the title of this poem, The Last Bargain. Last means final. What is bargain? A bargain is an agreement in which both parties promise to do something for each other. So it is like kind of a negotiation, what you get and what I get. So this is kind of a bargain. Someone is looking for work, waiting to be hired. So in this poem, a young man is looking for work and is waiting to be hired. He is waiting that somebody will come and give him a job. He strikes a bargain but thinks it worthless. He tries twice again but doesn't like either. Finally, in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatever, he is happy as never before. What is the bargain and why is the best? So we are going to first read the poem and then I'll explain the poem afterwards. So let me read the poem first. When you are practicing, when you are studying this poem, first you have to practice loud reading, then you have to practice silent reading. So let me read the poem once. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in the hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heart of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Now let me explain these stanzas very briefly, not taking much time. In the stanza number 1, or in the first stanza, come and hire me, I cried while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. So in the morning, when this young man was searching for a job, he wanted somebody should come and hire him. So in the morning, he was waiting for a job offer from others. First person who came and offered job to this young man was, sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. So first king came and he offered job to this young man. And what he is going to give this young man in return for his work? I will hire you with my power. So king wanted to hire this young man with his power. But this young man said something. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. But this young man refused the offer of king. So it is very difficult to refuse the offer of a powerful person like a king. But this young man refused the offer given by, or the job offered by, the king. He doesn't obey the power of the king. Next stanza. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. As the day progressed, now during afternoon, this young man was still wandering here and there. He wanted to get a job and he is still in the search of job. So during midday, when he was wandering along the crooked lane, an old man came out with a bag of gold. So he is a very rich man, but old and filthy rich man came out and he offered a job to this young man and he said, I will hire you with my money. So the old man, who is a very rich man, he wanted to take the work from this young man and in return he wanted to offer him money. He wanted to pay money to this young man. But he weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. The old rich man was showing the coins to lure or to attract the young man to work under him, but this young man again refused to work under this old wealthy man. In the third stanza, it was evening, so it was already evening. So this young man was searching for a job from the morning and it has become now evening. Let us see what happened to this young man and who came to offer job to this young man in the evening. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out. So during evening, he passed through he entered into a beautiful garden, and in that garden he found a very beautiful woman, a fair maid. So she came and she offered a job to this young man. What she said, I will hire you with a smile. This young beautiful lady wanted to hire this young man and in return she wanted to offer her beautiful smile. But this young man refused to work even under this young beautiful fair lady. Her smile paled and melted into tears and she went back alone into the dark. This young man refused the offer given by this young beautiful woman also. In the first three stanzas we can understand that this young man refused to work under the power of the king and he refused to work under the old man even though the old man was ready to offer him money, and in the evening this young man refused to work under a beautiful maid when she offered her smile in return. So this young man refused power of the king, refused the wealth of an old man and refused the beauty of a young beautiful woman. Now let us see what happens in the last stanza. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with the shells. So it has become almost all evening and it was almost all turned into dark. That time he saw a child near a seashore. A small innocent child was playing with shells near a seashore, and when the child saw this young man, he raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. This innocent looking child offered a job to this young man and the child said, I hire you with nothing. He wanted to give job to this young man but he could give nothing in return. But surprisingly, this young man accepted the offer given by the child, and what the reward got by this young man for working under this innocent child. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. So when this young man accepted the offer given by this child for nothing, he became free. So in this poem, Rabindranath Tagore wants to highlight few things. In the first stanza, Rabindranath explained that the young man refused to work under king, though the king offered his to this young man. So this young man doesn't want power, he wanted to have something else other than power. Power doesn't make happy in our life. Now next, in the afternoon, an old rich man offered job to this young man and he offered money in return. But this young man again refused the offer given by old man and he refused to work for money. That means even money also doesn't give us happiness. Now in the evening, a young beautiful lady offered job to this young man, but this young man even refused the offer given by the beautiful. That means even beauty also doesn't give us happiness in our life. But at the end of the poem, this young man accepted the offer given by an innocent child for nothing. But what he gets for working under the child for nothing, this young man got absolute freedom. That means this young man feels happy when he is free. So in this poem, Rabindranath Tagore explains to all of us that money, beauty and power don't make us happy in our life. Freedom makes us really happy in our life. So this is a summary of the poem Last Bargain, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Now what you have to do is first practice loud reading and then practice silent reading. After practicing silent reading once or twice, come to working with the poem, read the questions one by one under the working with the poem, read the poem again and find the answers to the questions given under working with the poem. So this is about the summary of the poem Last Bargain, written by Rabindranath Tagore. In future, I am going to publish more videos for class 8 students. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification so that you can receive latest updates and information the moment I upload videos on YouTube. So thanks for watching this video. Bye bye. Take care, and remember, stay home, stay safe and stay strong. All the best.